We all already know that ChatGPT and AI is taking over the world, going crazy, and is the next big thing that everyone's pivoting to. If you want to sell a course, make sure it's got AI in there and how you can get rich using AI. But now we can kind of look at someone who did that for a slightly longer period of time, not insanely long, but there was someone running the ChatGPT portfolio where they put $50,000 of their own money into ChatGPT to pick stocks and make trades for them, and their goal was to beat the S&P 500. Now, if you go to their Twitter account, you could see obviously this is their whole thing using the 50K. Their pinned tweet was the start of this May 18th, their performance update for their portfolio. The S&P up 1.1% and ChatGPT up 1.4, meaning that ChatGPT was beating the market in the next big thing, and obviously this was revolutionary, especially at this time when ChatGPT was the new shiny toy and everyone was looking at it in awe, saying, "Oh my god, this is crazy." And then someone put it to work saying, we're going to test this out, and seemingly looks like you could use AI to beat the market. And in launching this, they put together a website or apps and stuff where you could follow along. You could put your own money and become an investor in the ChatGPT portfolio. And this is what this comes out. This is their website, kind of shows the stuff. But you can see almost $30 million invested in this portfolio with 37,584 investors. So it's quite a bit of money, especially from the beginning. This tells you 8 million was from the start from this thing, and it's already $30 million with over 37,000 people involved. So obviously people are interested. Everybody's going to be interested in something where they think they can make a lot of money in a shorter period of time, or beat the stock market without really putting in any effort. That is going to attract the most amount of people, maybe not the best quality people, but probably the most amount. And it's no different for ChatGPT or the portfolio that they put together. But if you move forward a little bit and you kind of see what they've been doing. So this was May 18th, right here, that they started this portfolio and it was outperforming and everything was going good. And that's when people started getting attracted to this and it got traction. Other YouTubers made videos on this. I think Andre Jick made a video, maybe Graham Stephan did, but a lot of finance channels made videos. I think even I did. And it was just interesting to follow it. But now we're a few months down from that. And you can start to see, is the performance actually anything worth it? Is it actually keeping up? Is it outperforming? And is it really going to replace everybody? And you're just going to have to go into ChatGPT. It'll invest for you and make you tons of money doing nothing. Well, it's not exactly true. If we go here, you can see they're updated. They got their picks are in. Market appears to turn. ChatGPT chose larger names in this week's batch. And then furthermore, improve the algo. We'll be going back and sharing the performance of the previous picks. More to come soon. So this is their updated account. I'm guessing from May 18th to July 11th is up 4.1%. We'll compare that to the S&P 500, see if it's beating it there. But if you scroll down here, it actually has this from the 15th. So you can see the S&P 500's up 6.5%, their portfolio up 4.1%. So it's actually underperforming the S&P 500 now. So, and that's not even that long, right? That's a few months that it's taken to start underperforming. And the big problems that come with this is that ChatGPT, at least I think this one they're using 3.5, is not actually connected to the internet, so it's actually outdated, or at least the information it's using is outdated. And obviously when you're deciding to invest or put investments out there, you're going to want the most up-to-date data, not the most out-of-date data, right? I think even you can do ChatGPT-4, I think, connect to the internet, and you can get more up-to-date stuff, but you're not going to really get any big benefit from that because there's nothing that's going to happen. There's no huge change that happens where ChatGPT-4 just automatically flips a switch and now they pick all the winning stocks and you can make millions sitting and doing nothing. And when you look at, obviously this thing started, it outperformed the S&P, now underperforming it. It's pretty easy to outperform the S&P in a short period of time. A lot of people can do that. There's been a lot of things. I think Graham Stephan has a video of a monkey picking stocks. Those stocks outperformed the market until they didn't. Michael Reeves, I think, has another thing where he had a goldfish pick stocks, and those outperformed the market for a period of time. So it's really easy to outperform the market in a small period of time because honestly, nobody knows what's going to happen. Nobody can predict anything. Even though all financial advisors and these analysts and everyone want to say that they can do it, nobody can. No one can tell you if the stocks are going to go up or down. No one knows. They're just all taking their best guess, but at the end of the day, that's all it is just a guess. Which is why I don't think you should put too much weight into this, right? In the beginning, this ChatGPT portfolio was insanely cool. It's still cool to keep up with and see what happens and how it spans out, and if it continues to underperform or eventually overperforms and how it swings and stuff. But it's just ultimately not something I would get behind. It's interesting to watch and let somebody else do, right? But I wouldn't put money into this. I wouldn't be doing this just because it doesn't really seem worth it. It just seems like guessing and picking random stocks. You might as well get a goldfish or a monkey to pick stocks and just buy those and see what happens, because it's essentially the exact same thing. And when you look at ChatGPT and you start to see that it is underperforming or it's not doing as well, there's something interesting that's happening, and you can see it in this tweet here where they say, interestingly enough, if GPT held its first batch of stock picks, it would be up 10% plus. So it's kind of like making these results in your head to think that something's better than it actually is, or to convince yourself that you're actually doing the right thing. It just needs some tweaks, or some little things are going wrong, and if you change it just a little bit, then you'll be right back on track, outperforming the market and doing everything better than anybody else. When the reality might be that it's just not going to happen. Maybe these tweaks can happen when you look backwards and say, if you would have done this, it would have worked. But that doesn't mean that those same tweaks are going to work moving forward. So you could make the changes and they could still not work because you base it off of information in the past. And just because it happened before doesn't mean it'll happen in the future. So it is kind of interesting seeing this portfolio. When it started with a little bit of an outperformance, having a lot of hype and interest and a lot of people flooding in. And now it's starting to slip. It's starting to underperform. And instead of saying, well, maybe this is becoming a problem and it's not actually going to be able to outperform, people are just looking at, well, if it actually did this instead, it would be outperforming massively. When, I mean, you didn't do that. So you can't say that if you just did this, it would have been better, because everyone, if they just bought the best performing investment that happened in the last week, they'd be doing better too. But the reality is you can't go back in time and do that. But at the end of the day, this AI revolution that we're supposed to be seeing, and everyone was saying how it's going to replace everybody's job and everything is going to be in turmoil because of AI, maybe that's not actually the case. Maybe we're seeing a prime example right here that even though AI is extremely impressive, it can't really do these nominal tasks so well, because all it's doing is reading articles and reading things on the internet and then regurgitating that information. It's not making its own points. It's not coming to its own conclusions. It's just spitting back out points that it read. So it's not really doing anything crazy. It's just processing more articles than you could do yourself. So maybe we are all safe from the AI overlords coming and taking our jobs for just a little bit longer, until eventually it gets to the point where it makes its own decisions, and then we might come back to square one and be screwed all over again. And before you know it, we'll all be working for the AI overlords and doing whatever they tell us we can do. But for now, we might be safe. That's going to do it for this video. As always, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next video.